Hey, it's MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM Tampa Bay, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
People often argue over Android versus iPhones, but the real debate should be middle-aged Gen X morning shows versus Hoppe Hour. Guess who wins? We will let you decide. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start.
Okay, well, hit it.
All right.
Now, something completely different. Smoke medical weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and that's it. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at? Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. We the hottest, search about us. Competition microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, hanging out with you for the next hour. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. If this is your first time listening to my show, this is a morning radio vibe and a podcast. You may never know what we will talk about. We could be breaking down the NBA. We could be talking about the corruption of Chicago and much more. But first, let's get into Hoppe's inbox. We had a packed inbox this weekend.
It's time for Hoppe's inbox, only on Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
The trolls were out this weekend. It must have been all the nerds that comment on my videos. It must have been because it was Halloween weekend, because Halloween's on a Thursday. It must have all dressed up as trolls. Oh wait, that's right. They dress up like that every day. Because that's their identity. Getting mad over radio shows in 2024. You sound like a fun person I want to hang out with. So, before we get to the comment, I'll be honest. Not all my YouTube videos slap, as the Gen Z kids say, even though I'm a millennial. Some videos have thousands of views. Some have 4. But that's what you get from doing a homegrown guerrilla marketing radio show. Is not everything's going to take over. But I'm also on in 9 radio stations, 4 platforms that are podcast networks, and in every single app. So I love when I get comments like this. And I'm not trying to brag like, oh, I'm on all these networks. It's just a matter of fact. It's just hilarious because everybody's like, oh, you got one right here. 0.0. You literally get 0.0 videos. But it was a rant I did about COVID-19. Because I hate when people like Adam Carolla or Howard Stern still talk about it. And I was kind of ranting about how like we need to move on from COVID. And I don't think anybody's really looking up COVID anymore. But I was proud of that rant. And also, I'm not trying to get famous off of YouTube. I'm only an audio show. I barely show my face. I'm just doing pictures. I mean, I look at like the podcast Legion of Skanks having to change their name because they're, I forget the name of the show. It was the Real Ass Podcast. That's what it was. And Luis J. Gomez changed it to Zach or whatever, Zach and Luis, because they're afraid of getting demonetized on YouTube. I say some pretty outspoken things here. I have a job during the day. I'm fine. I don't need to be YouTube famous. Would I want 1 million listeners? Of course, but I do great. Just on YouTube, sometimes I have 4 views. So the go-to insult now is that, oh, you have 4 views. Yeah, not everybody is taking off on YouTube right away. And then they'll go, oh, well, who are these podcasts, that podcast you're at war with? They have more views than you. Yeah, because they talk about Stuttering John, talk about Tom Myers, talk about Howard Stern, they talk about Opie. They talk about things that people are Googling. People that claim to be a fan of that podcast just miss old Opie and Anthony. And if you're a fan of making fun of other people for entertainment, you're not someone I want to hang out with. You're probably a deadbeat dad. You're probably a dude who's like a former criminal, or you're just a loser in life living off the government. Because that's the type of people that would find bullying to be entertaining in 2024. So you can kiss my tall ass. Also here, 18 views or 70 downloads. Oh, I love the 70 download thing. Let me explain to my audience that hasn't heard Cleveland radio. Let me explain to them the 70 downloads. Because a lot of people will message me and be like, why are you getting that comment on your social media for the last 9 years? So, I worked for Rover's Morning Glory in Cleveland 10 years ago. And I got fired for getting blackout drunk at a bar crawl. Even though everybody else at the show has like an arrest. But me getting blackout drunk, a little bit. So I get fired, moved to Tampa, and I interview his rival. He was heard in Rochester, New York, Rover is. And I interview his rival named Brother Weeze, who's never lost to him in the ratings. Brother Weeze is the king of Northern New York radio. And he's one of my good friends. And in this interview from 9 years ago, he goes, I see you're not with Rover anymore. What happened? And I say something like, well, you know, it wasn't meant to be. Some of the listeners keep listening. And I get about 70 downloads during the show. This was pre-speech coach. So when I said 70 downloads, I said 70 downloads. So then Rover took that audio and played it the next day. So people think I only have 70 downloads. And it's like riveting radio, making fun of other people. That's amazing. Again, there are people who have worked on radio shows as long as I've worked on them that are forgotten about. And honestly, I enjoy the hate. I enjoy doing Hoppe's Inbox. It's fun. Because you would never say it to my face. I've had one person say something rude to my face. He was drunk in Cleveland and he said I was terrible on the radio, and I appreciated it. If I get recognized in public, everyone's like, I want a picture. I want to talk to you. What's my Kelto like? No one ever says any of this. You're all a bunch of anonymous trolls. And if you think it's bothering me, it's not. It's giving me content to talk about. Because every other radio show, Howard Stern, they all read their emails that are only positive. There's not one radio show that reads negative emails. Rover didn't want to read negative emails. We weren't even allowed to put it in the pile next to him. Only positive. This is the only radio show that you're going to get that addresses the trolls. So people out there, oh, you're jealous, or who are these podcasts? I've seen shows like that happen. It's called Opie and Anthony, where you make fun of everyone else, but then your audience ends up turning on you, and then you end up losing the show and everyone hates you. And that's what's going to happen to them. Everyone's like, oh, you're taking the Stuttering John approach because you're talking about people. I do this for 9 minutes. My show is 2 hours. I don't talk about it the whole time. I don't do live videos begging for money. If I was really pathetic, I could be like the people that do live videos, Steel Toe Morning Show, Stuttering John. Chad Zumak doesn't do it, but going, I need money, donate money to me, anonymous. I don't do that. I have a little bit of credibility. I don't have a lot of credibility, but I have enough credibility within myself to not beg anonymous trolls for $5. I'm just going to end up using it on, never mind. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. And then we got a comment about my video that has just 4 views. I'm kidding. It has a few thousand. About Kayla Nicole, the ex-girlfriend of Travis Kelce, who despises me. It says here, and this is from Steven0209. Kayla Nicole isn't able, it says here, she isn't able saying he is in a new relationship. This is bad grammar. It is still a situationship for her. She got called out by Swifties because she liked posts about shading Taylor. She is stuck in her head and unable to move on. TK is still her man. She was relevant by his side and got attention. The best time of her life so far was when Kayla Nicole dated Travis Kelce. Ignoring there were on and off of 5 years where he was cheating on her all the time and they broke up in 2022. He didn't propose because he didn't love her enough. His dad said that in an interview. Almost 3 years later, she is still hurt. He is going strong with Taylor and she is living in the past, ignoring reality. And that is the most well thought out comment I have gotten about Kayla Nicole. Here's the thing. I've gone through 2 bad breakups. People know about them. People come up to me and ask me about them. I'm like, how much of a sociopath are you that you care about a radio DJ's breakup? Anyway, there's that moment where you think about it and you realize that your ex, you know, all the tricks they brought in the bedroom. Oh, they didn't use teeth. Oh, they let you spank that butt. They're doing that with another guy or girl and they are glad that they're not doing that with you. I was on a radio show 5 years ago and I told the girl, it was a weekend show, I told her to stop talking about her ex because while she's thinking about him, he's going down on some girl. And that's the honest truth. It hurts everybody. Breakups suck. It really does. But Kayla Nicole, you know how Travis really brought the ruckus in bed? Oh, he probably really brought it. He's given that to Taylor. There's actual real pictures of her with rug burn. Remember all the rug burn moment and all of the top tier orgasms? Taylor's getting that now. That should be enough to make you want to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody thinks about their ex, but they romanticize it. It's something I've done with therapy. It's something I've done with watching a video by Jocko about breakups. It's you paint in your head a picture of what you want your ex to be, but then there's the reality. And I wish all my exes nothing but the best. That's my go-to line to try to change the subject. But Kayla needs to like really look herself in the mirror and go, I'm 31. My life is passing by before my eyes, and I'm talking about my 20s. Because everybody that's successful in life, it's not that they peak in their 20s, but the 20s is when you have no back pain. And that's a serious thing when your body is amazing and you can eat whatever you want at 11:30 at night and drink beer and go to bed drunk and wake up at 9 a.m. and do it all over again. And the girls are young. I'm not creepy young, but like in their early 20s and you're within that age. But then there becomes a moment where you reach your 30s and then the girls that are like 21, 22, all of a sudden were in 5th grade when you were 21 and you start to get a little bit older. And Kayla Nicole either needs to become a cougar where she starts dating younger guys. She needs a Kristen Cavallari situation. You know how Kristen Cavallari dated that guy for like 7 months and he was banging her out and he's all young and youthful? Kayla Nicole, I know I've been a complete dickhead making fun of you the last 6 months because you deserve it. You're a cloud-chasing imbecile and I can't stand you. But I also have been through a lot of heartbreak and I can give you good advice. You need some good sex. You just need someone to just, go to Plowtown. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need. Travis must have brought the ruckus. Oh, he must have just, taken over in the bedroom. And finally, in Hoppe's inbox, I'm not sure if this person wants me to read the DM, but whatever. I asked Mancow Moeller of Mancow's Morning Madhouse back in the day if he'd want to call in the Hoppe Hour. And I love this response. This response is actually better than probably interviewing Mancow anyway. No thanks. I am underground. I am enjoying life and living it to the fullest and off the grid by design. And I was like, no worries, you're a legend, blah, blah, blah. But that to me, one of the inspirations in radio getting back to me, I think it was meant to be that I got that DM rather than an interview. Because I've had some interviews. I had one with Danny Bonaducci like 8-9 years ago. And this is when he was like #1 in Seattle with The Biggest Show. And I remember during the interview, he's like, we're about 20 minutes in. And he goes, oh, my wife says I got to go. Goodbye. And hung up and then didn't like promote the interview. And the interview has a lot of listens, but that was probably an interview I didn't need to do because he couldn't really leave the situation, class. And I'm not saying Mancow would do that, but sometimes just hearing back from somebody is better than going through an interview that would have been forced. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? But in honor of one of the greatest radio shows of all time. And yes, I said it. All the online trolls copy what Opie and Anthony say about Mancow, where they're like, boo, boo, boo. That guy was the king of Chicago growing up and one of the main reasons I'm in radio. And to pay homage to one of the greats who deserves to be in the Radio Hall of Fame, here we go. We're going to go to break, but we're going to go back to the 90s when people had a sense of humor.
The theme to Mancow Show, the opening theme to Mancow Show. Mancow called me up and asked if I would write a theme song. I'm almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? How do you like the theme to Mancow Show? This is the theme to Mancow Show, the opening theme to Mancow Show. He's the guy who makes you laugh when you're feeling lousy. We're almost to the part of where I start to whistle. Then you'll hear the Mancow Molar Show. Welcome to the Mancow Molar Show. Good morning. Time to get up and go to work.
And now, broadcasting live from the 37th floor of the John Hancock Building, from inside the cramped and dimly lit Rock 103.5 broadcast studios, it's the man who would be cow, Mancow Muller.
I just feel like the guy needs a little more respect in radio. He did his thing for a long time. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. This show is for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K. As long as you're listening to my show, if it's on podcast radio or a podcasting platform after searching Hoppe Radio, as long as you're listening, that's all that matters. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Do not touch that radio dial or that streaming device. However the hell you're listening to Hoppe Hour. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
That female productions, TF.
Marcy, say it. Yeah. I'm here. Kings County, say it. Brooklyn. Yeah. This here's the coldest winter, weather June or December. Hearts are frozen over, and despair's the agenda. The children sleeping in their dreams, they weep for direction. Parents reminiscing when they peaked at perfection. This is a sad session, worse than the Great Depression. When it's less, that's when motherfuckers learn they lesson. When it's beef, that's when cowards be ducking and stressing. Bulletproof vesting in the closet, claustrophobic and lock it. People trying to see a better way. Not a life scheme turned into a pipe dream and get away. Niggas looking for a change, not a pocket full of change. Much more than a chain and a range. Chessboard turned checkerboard is the metaphor for the world and the whole rap game. Always gotta handle self properly. Feed the baby so I'm making moves constantly. When it's blood in the street, by property. Ain't no motherfucker out there stopping me. Got a heater that'll lay a nigga sloppily, like a slug going on a gun shopping spree. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. Like in the beginning I am the originator, enigma, imitated the king of the quick. See me, you sick? I am. Damn, my prestige from ancient is royal. Abraham rendered to me a tenth of the spoils. The ancient of days say the scared, the hope me gone. Be 1,000 times more powerful like Obi-Wan. The game lame like the Lakers if Kobe gone. Billions were made in my name, they owe me one. You say it ain't me, you don't really know me, son. Been dragged through the mud, come up spotless and glowy, son. You can never get away from the sensei. You can better technique, never seen yet. The greatest and still ain't who I'm destined to be yet. Riches won't bring you high enough to see me yet. My style's hot style, your style's my style. Come on, back a nigga down, smack a nigga down. Fuck the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I'm here. From Marcy, born and bred and bled. Street cred, I'ma do it today.
Makes sense.
Nigga, I'm here.
Oh yeah. Please don't beat me up. I have scoliosis.
Kings County, we got love for bound. Roll with a circle, the squares can't get around.
Yeah.
Good. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the
air horn time.
king. I said the king, you heard me right, return.
One more time.
Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king.
I think it's the return of the king. Oh yeah.
I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king.
We hear him. All right. I think it's the return of the king. Didn't you pick up that vibe? I think he was trying to express to us that it's the return of the king.
Hoppe Hour will be right back. Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Beat drop. Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best kava and kratom bar in all the Tampa Bay area. When I tell you about the chill room of Pinellas Park, I'm a man of my words. 6709 49th Street North, and that's in Pinellas Park. 727-827-2339. It's 727-827-2339 and thechillroom.com. This is also being brought to you by DZBZ Honey at dzbzhoney.com. When I tell you they are the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, I'm a man of my words. Comes in lollipops, lick the lollipop, the rapper. It comes in a jar of honey or a honey stick. However the hell you want to get high. All right, enough of that music. dzbzhoney.com. And at checkout, use keyword happy.
Now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
In a world where mornings are hard, one man dares to entertain. This is Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio
radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
For the thrills above the power, it's the Ryan Hoppe with the hour. Celebrity tales and wild confessions. Got your mind in obsessions, no need for lessons. Sex tales full like champagne showers. Rocking the mic with relentless power. 2000 jams fill the airwaves. Turn it up loud, let's misbehave. It's the Hoppe Hour, tear it through the night. Gossip tales that cut like a knife.
Oh yeah.
Down folks, we're hitting high.
856.
Ryan's got the buzz, so
49 Hoppe.
we're grooving hard, red carpet.
856 494 6773.
Your tales from stars.
You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Without the greetings.
You can always email me.
Fast cars.
RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
Up the pace. Explosive new.
I have a few other messages I got, but I don't want to spend the first 35 minutes reading emails like some morning shows. So we'll read them tomorrow. Let's get to the content right now. Let's talk about Illinois politics. If you don't live in Illinois, you're going to be like, why? But trust me, the corruption in Illinois is very interesting.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
So there's Dalton, which is a suburb of Chicago, kind of a little ghetto. Not quite ghetto, but it's not nice. And the mayor makes about $300,000 a year, and no one knows where she's used all the money that's supposed to go to the city. And her and her boyfriend make $300K together, and they're accused of skipping rent. This dirty, rotten bitch just thinks she can do whatever she can because she's an Illinois politician. And that's the problem, is that they don't prosecute any Illinois politicians unless your name is Rod Blagojevich or Jim Ryan.
Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has a new battle on her hands.
She is being evicted for not paying her rent, and
why wouldn't you pay your rent? You make $300,000, dummy.
Now her landlord is talking about her past tenant troubles.
Dane Placco has the latest on the drama in Dalton.
Hell yeah.
Mayor Henyard and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, are together pulling down well over $300,000 from taxpayers, according to public payroll records. But they haven't paid their rent since August.
Oh, that's good. If I don't pay my rent by August 4th, I literally get an eviction notice on my door. Mm-hmm.
And now their landlord says she's had enough.
Initially, I didn't want to go on camera, but right now I feel like I'm at wit's end. I have nowhere else to turn.
No. Janetta Hull says she considered Tiffany Henyard a friend and even did campaign work for the Dalton mayor.
Yeah, here's the thing. When you're a sociopath, you can have friends, but in the end, you end up using them.
No. Janetta Hull says she considered Tiffany Henyard a friend and even did campaign work for the Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor. But things changed in 2021 when she was about to rent out this 3-bedroom, 2-bath home she owns in Dalton to a family and got a late-night call from the mayor.
And
it's crazy. They're showing a house that people can afford on $300,000, and it's not small, but man, you can get so much more for $300K in Florida.
Like, hey, this is Mayor Henyard. And I'm like, hi. And then she's like, I heard that you were renting your house. And I said, yeah. And I said, I have somebody that's moving in soon. And she says, no, they can't move in because I want it. And I'm like, excuse me?
Oh, that's a good old sociopathic politician.
Feeling pressured, Hull says she agreed to rent the house to Henyard and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods.
You know what I can't stand about people? Morning radio people do this. And I'm not always trying to throw shots at morning radio. It's just my experience. But morning radio does this. TV anchors do this. Athletes do this. I guess politicians do this. Public figures do this. Is they think they're above people. And it's like, you poop in the morning and I bet it smells real bad. Henyard. And the second thing is like, you're going to die someday. Just because you have a little bit of power doesn't mean you're better than anybody. But that's the problem, is they get power trips. And she's not been prosecuted, so she's literally able to get away with it. Dirty, rotten bitch.
Who holds a 6-figure job at the township. Henyard signed the original lease, and on the line asking about her job.
You see here, she only put mayor.
Yeah, it's probably the only word she's able to spell. I bet she can't even spell the city right. She doesn't look like the smartest person.
For employment.
Henyard makes nearly $300,000 as mayor and township supervisor, but is the focus of an ongoing FBI investigation.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be investigating her since the beginning of the year, but nothing's happening. You know, you got the FBI going, we're looking into her. At some point, we're going to get her. At some point, she's going to get caught. Hey, everybody, we're waiting. Hello. You have enough evidence, you're afraid to do it.
For extravagant spending, questionable contracts, and using tax dollars for personal gain.
Bitch.
Hull says things started to unravel this summer when she was forced to raise the rent by $200 to $2,400 a month.
Oh my goodness. The problem is, I don't get people with power trips. Again, I'm not trying to be mortal or morbid, but it's like, you're not that important. On the grand spec of things, people might Google you in 100 years and see your corruption, but when we die, we get forgotten about within 20 years. Cool, you're the current mayor of not Chicago, but of Dalton. That's so riveting. But no one likes you. You're not going to be remembered well.
Because her property taxes went up again.
So with that, I had to equate that into the rent. And Kamal said that he couldn't afford it.
You make $300K a year. I don't know if you're spending on all the wigs your girl wears, because she's probably bald like Jada Pinkett Smith.
She says Henyard and Woods refused to pay the extra rent in August, then stopped paying altogether.
Can you imagine if I did that, or anybody who lived in Dalton, Illinois did that, and she found out the mayor did? She would have them evicted. Oh, but because you're the mayor, you should get away with anything. How does it feel, Tiffany Henyard, to know that no one likes you, even your boyfriend, when you're laying at home watching Unreasonable Doubt or Power or whatever urban show you're watching? Maybe you watch Friends. What I'm saying is, while you're laying at home by yourself, he's probably cheating on you because you're probably insufferable to date. No one likes you. That's got to be crazy that no one likes you.
Did they pay for September?
No.
Did they pay for October?
No.
That's why you're trying to get them removed?
Yes.
You should be able to get them removed. I don't care if you're the mayor. You can't just do that.
Hull says not only are the couple thousands of dollars behind in rent, but they also changed the locks and garage door code so she can't get inside.
Again, if anybody else did this, I don't get why politicians get a slide. This is why I'm not voting. And it drives a lot of my older listeners nuts, but I'm not going to support corrupt politicians. Now, I know Kamala, who I would vote for, is not as corrupt as her, but these are the people leading us. We're getting screwed. At least kiss us before you screw us.
If I push and go over there with the locksmith and try to change him back, I think that she's going to probably have me arrested.
So?
For what? What could she arrest you for? Stand on something. I was going to say have some balls, but you're a woman, but like, just go for it. It'll get national attention. I just can't imagine being Tiffany. It's like, you're a disgusting person. You're a moron.
Hull went to court and
then whenever you get caught in a meeting and people bitch about you, you go, but you're going against the black people. If you want things to be equal and not racist, just because you're black doesn't mean you should be able to get away with things. The Chicago mayor does it too, because they're both corrupt morons. And we'll get to the Chicago mayor in a second. But it's like whenever they get caught doing something, they go, well, you try to go against the black person. Okay, yeah, you're black. You're also doing very corrupt things. And if a white guy was doing that, you would go after them. So shut the hell up.
Have me arrested.
So Hull went to court and filed an eviction lawsuit against Henyard and Woods. But Cook County sheriffs have tried and failed to serve that suit.
Then that means the Cook County servants are a bunch of beta male that are whipped. If nobody has the guts to go after that, you are whipped. You are a beta male. You are a bitch. If you're going to let Tiffany Henyard, who probably spends thousands on wigs, if you're going to let that little petite woman, probably got a big booty, if you're going to let her dictate what you do, you're whipped. You're pathetic. I would say you're an embarrassment to Illinois, but Illinois in general is an embarrassment to Illinois.
Both at the home and Village Hall. Now Hull is paying a process server to track one of them down. What position does this put you in?
A very hard position.
It shouldn't be. If I were her, I would face everything to go down and get that dirty, rotten bitch in trouble. And I don't like calling women bitches, but Tiffany Henyard, you're lucky I'm just calling you a bitch. I wish I could say every word. You're the worst. You make all women look bad. You make all black women look bad. Racist people be like, look at what's going on there. So you're actually hurting your ethnicity, you imbecile.
I'm between a rock and a hard place. I haven't worked in several months.
All right, so there's that going on. And then this headline, so funny. Oh, it's so hilarious. So Lil Durk, who has been in the rap game for about 13, 14 years, I talked about him on Friday. He's accused of a murder for hire plot, and he killed the wrong person. He was trying to hire somebody who murdered his friend King Von in 2020, and he literally raps about murdering and beating up people. And he came from a neighborhood that did that, and then he got a key to a suburb of Chicago, and it got taken from him. Then he got a key to Miami, it got taken from him. And then I think he was like donating money to the Chicago mayor. So here's the funny part. This Chicago mayor, every time there's a new mayor, I think the previous mayor is bad. This Brandon Johnson guy might have the IQ of -70. He's the biggest moron. I'm going to play the clip in a second, but he makes everything about race. And then the best part is he surrounds himself with corrupt people. You see how I said surrupt? That was corrupt and surround combined. He surrounds himself with corrupt people, and then when he gets caught, he's like, I don't know anything. When you hang around enough people, you know what they're doing. So this lie I'm about to play you means that the mayor's caught. And you know what I predict might happen? You know, Kwame Kilpatrick, the mayor of Detroit that went to prison, and then Eric Adams is in trouble with New York, and I believe there was some corruption at some time in LA. Of course it is, but I think a mayor got caught. There's all these mayors that are from liberal cities that end up getting in trouble. I predict we're going to find out that Brandon Johnson's doing some sleazy stuff.
Happy hot topic!
Because he's a scumbag, and I don't care what race you are. If you were white, if you were Native American, if you were purple, I would call you a scumbag leech.
I don't know all the circumstances.
So this is him talking about Lil Durk's arrest.
I don't know all the circumstances and details around, these accusations. What I do know, though, is that Lil Durk's mission to build financial literacy for children across the city and making other critical investments for the children of the city is where his heart, has been.
Oh, really? And his heart is also getting people killed, and he's probably killed people, and he's probably beat up people and paralyzed people by beating them up and done home robberies. You can do things publicly. Diddy did things publicly and was getting the key to Miami. Hell, I think even Jeffrey Epstein was applauded. That doesn't mean anything. And I'm not comparing Lil Durk to Jeffrey Epstein, but just because you did something publicly for the city doesn't mean diddly squat.
And there's no secret to the trauma that he grew up in.
Are we just doing this Menendez brother thing where we talk about the trauma people grew up in? That doesn't mean you can commit crimes. I'm not saying I had a traumatic childhood, but I was bullied and my dad could be kind of a dick at times. Should I go be able to rob a bank and be like, sorry, went through some trauma, I'm bipolar?
And how he has worked to turn that trauma into opportunities.
Like what? Getting people killed?
For other people.
Like killing other people?
You were given, about a month after taking office, a $150,000 campaign donation from him.
Yeah, where's that money at?
Do you feel like you should donate that to charity or do something with that money? Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Tainted?
Well, look, I don't operate in feelings. I operate in truth and justice.
So what's the truth, bud?
And again, I don't know all the circumstances around these accusations, but
we know there's somebody who's dead and that the U.S. Marshals caught him and he was trying to fly to Italy. If you're trying to fly to Italy, you did something. Your boy's not innocent.
Again, what I do know for sure
is that what? He's donated money to the city and he represents the city well. What are you going to say, moron?
Here's another example of a young black man who grew up in severe trauma.
Everything's about race. And listen, I'm the least racist person ever. And I know people that are racist say that, but I truly have no racism in my heart. I had a very ethnic school where there was all different types of cultures in the Chicago suburbs. But you can't just not, prosecute somebody because they're black. If anything, that's kind of racist in a way to think, we should be able to get away with it because we're black. What the hell are you talking about? This trauma thing. Okay, that's cool.
That led to life choices that he has been very open and vocal about
Yeah, he's making 1.5-minute songs that are terrible.
Healing from those choices. It's why he's been committed to finding his righteous path.
Okay. So was his righteous path getting the wrong person killed? Oh, that's so righteous. But then again, religious people are so phony that maybe that is righteous. Maybe I got it all wrong.
Seeking out, truth and justice through his faith.
Oh, stop it. Lil Durk's the most least religious person ever. You think the person he got killed, you think his family's like, yeah, he's got faith in God. That's what everybody says. That's what every politician says. Oh, I got faith. What do you got faith in? You probably cheat on your wife, and you're probably the most corrupt mayor ever. Is that your faith? Are you making God proud, you little scumbag? And I don't care what race you are. You can kiss my ass.
While also investing in behavior and mental health support for individuals.
Oh, how about the mental health of the person he got killed and his whole family and friends? Oh, I bet their mental health is doing so well.
Look,
what will you do with the money?
Yeah, he doesn't know what to say about the money. He's just sidetracking like every politician, especially in those liberal cities. They don't answer the questions, and you're in a hound dog city. You're in a city where the media goes after you. They're not going to go away, buddy. You think, oh, if I change the subject and start talking about faith and God, like every other politician that gets caught because you're just a moron. You're an idiot.
Well, as I said, right now.
You hear that dead silence? What are you saying?
We have allegations, right, that he has not been tried.
I wonder what happens when he does at least get guilty on something. Oh, he had a troubled past. He's going to use his time to become a better person and get out at the age of maybe 55 if it's lucky.
And look, I understand the question. I don't want you to think I don't understand the question.
No, we think you do. You're just dodging it because you're a bitch.
It's okay to keep the money.
You're asking me a question about someone who has worked to transform his life.
Okay, that's great. He got a little better, and then he got a murder for hire. So you can't say he transformed his life. Even if he robbed a bank or got a DUI, something that's like a lesson, like let's say he gets a DUI. Maybe you can go, he's working on it. He's got addiction problems. But this is murder for hire, you moron.
Who has admitted that he is on a journey to transformation and has not been charged with anything.
All right. Well, when he gets charged with things, we'll keep up with what that moron mayor says. God, I don't get it. These morons that are in charge of us. That's a leader. That's not a podcaster or something. That's the mayor of Chicago. So funny, that moron. Speaking of Chicago not being able to get it done, whenever I watch a full Chicago Bears game, I always end up getting screwed. Oh, Chicago. Always breaking my heart, the Chicago Bears. We never win, and everybody that lives in the city thinks they're finally going to be good, but they'll never be good because they got terrible owners and they hire players that are morons. Oh yeah, you thrilled the nation by losing on a Hail Mary play. Oh, I got this right here. Oh, Chicago Bears, don't ever change.
Action-packed Sunday in the NFL, and boy, they are celebrating in Washington.
Oh, they are indeed, but it was dicey. This was a battle between two quarterbacks, Caleb.
Oh, thank you. It was dicey. It's more boring.
Williams and Jaden Daniels, last year's number 1 and number 2 picks in the NFL draft.
Did she say the wrong player's name? Listen to this.
Number 1 and number 2 picks in the NFL.
Listen, there was like a fill-in word. Listen.
And Jaden Daniels.
She said the player wrong. It's not her voice. Listen.
Dicey. This was a battle between two quarterbacks, Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels.
She probably got the name wrong.
Last year's number 1 and number 2 picks in the NFL draft, and it turned into a classic.
If that's a classic just because of a Hail Mary, it was a terrible game.
A miraculous ending for the Washington Commanders.
Here comes the Hail Mary, and the ball's caught!
The Chicago Bears player who was taunting the audience before tips it to the guy. Moron.
It's a miracle!
With the game clock ticking down to 0, the Commanders' Jaden Daniels scrambling, then heaving up this 52-yard pass. The ball tipped by Chicago's Tyreek Stevenson,
The same guy who was taunting the fans.
but landing in the hands of the Commanders' Noah Brown for a touchdown.
It's the easiest Hail Mary catch you'll ever see.
Let me tip the ball. Even I, who has never played a lick of football, knows not to tip the ball, moron.
Giving the Commanders an 18-15 victory over the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, we got a corrupt mayor and our football team can't ever win big games.
I'm excited because, that's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Like,
That's Jaden Daniels, the quarterback.
not too many people get to experience stuff like that.
Oh, I don't even feel like watching it again. They're showing it from different angles. And it keeps making me depressed. Oh, Chicago. I remember growing up, I just wanted to live downtown. And then Rahm Emanuel became mayor in 2011, and there was all the murders. And I'm like, I don't want to live downtown. And then I visited a few times, and then it's okay. Like, I went up for my uncle's funeral in August, and it was fine. But then, like, the taxes are high, the football team can't win when it matters, and there's corruption everywhere. I'm good in Florida.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com. Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
How low can you go? Mama say no more. Your body just said it all. And my glass is raised. Make a toast to getting money. This is how we play. Now it's time to celebrate. Celebration, pop, pop, bottle. Super big like a movie at the bottle. Number one spot, so the haters just follow. Every time my hands go up, I'm hearing a round of applause. Trying to take a pic with her phone. I said slow down, she said baby I'm grown. And now she's saying she working me like a pro. Booty clap clapping bravo. She's saying then we hit the front door. Now she's singing like she on tour. And my glass is raised. Make a toast to getting money. This is how we play. Now it's time to celebrate. Celebration, pop, pop, bottle. Super big like a movie at the bottle. Number one spot, so the haters just follow. Every time my hands go up, I'm hearing a round of applause. Round of applause. Round of applause. Clap, clap, snap, snap, encore bravo. Baby, make a wish upon these flashing lights. It'll make them all come true.
Heads up, money out the a-hole. Looking like I've got Mother Nature on the payroll. It stay raining, but Luda keeps shining. Cause me and Shock Zoo went half and bought an island. Chris cut $500,000 for the watch. Whipping 100-foot yachts up to 55 knots. 10 years been paying my dues, hoes. Get it right, paper long as Penelope Cruz knows. 10 and a half, alligator boots and tailor-made water repellent cashmere suits. He's so boozy, all in the jacuzzi. Such a Virgo, and that's why he's so choosy. I like her, but I'm digging you too. Y'all can do me like a wishbone and break me in two. Come one and come all of the time, cause my bottle service look like an assembly line. Right?
Oh, yeah. Singer, Rager. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. I bet you will, Ray J. You always make it come true, especially when you're with Kim Kardashian. Mm-hmm.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best barber in all of the Bay Area, Rich Keeley Master Barbershop at richkbarber.com. When you go to 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard, and that is in Tampa, after signing up at richkbarber.com, you can save $10. Woohoo!
And now, something completely different.
Did you know that Ryan Hoppe got a vasectomy? Well, now you know, and we aren't even sure why we told you. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Back to the Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe on Podcast Radio.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Yeah.
Hoppe Hour, wake the crowd. Mike's on.
That's what I'm here for.
Real loud. Ryan bringing heat like a summer sun. Morning show podcast, time for fun. Turn it up, this Hoppe Hour. Ryan got that podcast power. Syndicated, we go global. Living large, never staying local. Syndicated,
856
coast to coast.
49 Hoppe.
Hoppe host.
It's 856-494-6773.
Stream morning.
You're tweeting me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. All right, let's get back to the content. Mm-hmm.
Staying local. Wow! Happy hot topic!
Oh, what's the hell? What's the hell? What the hell is going on with Lizzo?
It's Lizzo.
FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight.
Lizzo has a hilarious comeback to those Ozempic rumors.
If you are freaking out over Ozempic rumors, they're probably true.
After being accused of taking the type 2 diabetes drug since revealing her weight loss, the Good As Hell singer seems to lean into the bit for Halloween, sharing pics and videos on Instagram of herself dressed up as a box of Ozempic.
It's Lizzo.
FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight, and it costs 90% less than Ozempic.
I've lowered my standards and my expectations.
And she flicks off the camera. Lizzo just seems absolutely, positively insufferable. Oh, it's almost like she pressured her backup dancers into things they didn't want to do. She's a bad person.
It turns out this reference is actually from a South Park episode where the characters create a cheap weight loss drug called Lizzo, which the singer reacted to on TikTok.
There are videos out there, and I want you to look them up, of people making fun of me. And you know what I did? I talked about it on my show for 3 minutes, and then I didn't, address it on the show because it didn't bother me because they would never say it to my face, and I know I'm better than them. Here's what I'm saying. If Lizzo is doing side-by-side videos playing the South Park episode, you know it really got to her.
Guys, my worst fear has been actualized.
What? You farted?
I've been referenced in a South Park episode.
She talks like a sociopath.
I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
It's Lizzo.
FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight.
It shows her covering her mouth. This really bothered her.
And it costs 90% less than Ozempic.
I've lowered my standards and my expectations.
That's crazy. I just feel like, damn, I'm really that bitch.
No, you're not really that bitch in a complimentary way. You are a bitch.
I'm really that bitch.
No, you're not. No one likes you.
I really showed the world how to love yourself and not give a to the point where these...
If you didn't give an F, you wouldn't be doing this video. You give 100 Fs.
Men in Colorado know who the I am and put
Wow, you're worldwide and famous.
it on their cartoon that's been around for 25 years.
In another post from the night,
25 years. Talks like Mike Tyson.
I am and put it on their cartoon that's been around for 25 years.
In another post from the night, the 36-year-old continues to poke fun at the allegations, posing for an ad that reads, "Need self-love, try Lizzo. Lose guilt, gain confidence." And this is not the first time the singer has addressed...
All right, I'm sick of hearing about her. I just thought that was funny. Pete Davidson seems to be doing better.
Pete Davidson is starting fresh with a clean slate. The SNL alum steps out with longtime pal Machine Gun Kelly for a sneak preview of The Room at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, October 23rd, with noticeably less ink.
A lot of less tattoos.
Pete is seen posing for pics at the event wearing gray sneakers, black cargo pants, and a Fire Department of New York t-shirt, which shows off his practically bare arms. The clean new look is a huge transformation for the 30-year-old who previously had both arms covered in tattoos.
He looks a lot healthier.
And while a few of Pete's tats are still faintly visible, the comedian has previously shared the goal of having all his ink removed by the end of 2024.
Man, he has grown up.
Telling People in a July 2021 interview, "They said by the time I'm 30, they should all be gone. So they got like 2 more years left of this."
How old is Pete Davidson? I thought he was my age. Pete Davidson, age 30. By the time you're 30, you're about to turn 31. You're trying to lie about your age.
And as for why he decided to start his tattoo removal journey, to take his acting career to the next level.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to cast him when you look like Adam 22.
During a May 2021 interview on Late Night with Seth Meyers, the King of Staten Island star opened up about his decision to clear up his ink.
One thing your burgeoning film career has led you to decide is the removal of your famous tattoo collection.
Oh, God. Yeah. So I didn't think that they would put me in stuff.
Like the movie business.
Like movie business or anything. I thought after this SNL, I thought it was a wrap. So, no, I honestly never thought that I would get an opportunity to act, and I love it a lot. And it takes like 3 hours. You have to get there 3 hours earlier to cover all your tattoos, because for some reason, people in movies, they don't have them that much. But yeah, if you're gonna get tattoos, just make sure you really want it and aren't on mushrooms.
Sounds like Pete's doing much better. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. And then there's this obvious news headline.
A judge in New Mexico has upheld the dismissal of involuntary manslaughter charges against actor Alec Baldwin in the death.
Yeah, if anybody else did this, they'd be in jail.
Deadly shooting on the set of his movie Rust.
I don't even know why people would be a fan of Alec Baldwin. He's insufferable.
The district court judge originally threw out the case in July, halfway through the trial, agreeing with Baldwin's lawyers that prosecutors had withheld evidence that might be favorable to his defense.
I don't even think that's true. I just think it's his lawyer doing a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and the judge just didn't want to deal with the headache. Because being in the same room with Alec Baldwin is a headache.
Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed during a 2021 movie rehearsal when the gun that Baldwin...
All right, we know that already. Fuck Alec Baldwin. I don't usually swear on the show, but he can go fuck himself. And then here's someone else that can go fuck themselves.
The former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking and interstate prostitution charges.
I love when they plead not guilty. What is he going to say? Oh, yeah, I did it.
Charges in a New York federal court on Friday. Mike Jeffries, along with his partner and another man, are facing charges tied to 15 alleged victims from 2008 to 2015.
Okay, they're showing a courtroom sketch Why is it the Jeffrey Epstein case, the Ghislaine Maxwell, I like saying it like that, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Diddy, and I think even Bill Cosby, why were all of them given sketches? And I think the Trump case was a sketch. What is it about the rich and elite? What are they hiding? What are they talking about that we can't see? It's so sketchy. The Abercrombie and Fitch, they're not showing any courtroom footage. But we had the Menendez brothers, and we had Casey Anthony, and we had O.J. Simpson, but we don't get this? That's a little sketchy.
The indictment alleges Jeffries promised modeling and other job opportunities to the mostly male victims, leading them to believe their careers would be harmed if they did not comply at the, quote, sex events organized by the trio.
I'm like such a normal person in kind of a way. Hear me out. Because some people are going to be like, no, you're not. I just love having sex with a girl. I'm in the bedroom, it's one-on-one. At some point in my life, I would want to have a threesome. But what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is I can't imagine being a deviant. I can't imagine doing that. I'm just such an okay person that that's not my vibe.
Jeffries remains free on a $10 million bond, but
I'm glad he got a bond.
Is being monitored by GPS.
Oh, that's good. 856-49-HAPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Tom Brady used a slur during a football game. He said that Josh Allen was acting like a spaz. Sometimes he plays like a spaz, like a grade schooler on a sugar high, but now he's controlled to chaos. He's like a storm coming into town, and you don't want a storm coming into this town. And I guess spaz is a slang term, which is an abbreviation of the word spastic. That is an offensive term used to describe someone who's awkward or clumsy. It is said to be an ableist slur. Oh, go fuck yourself. Really? We're trying to cancel Tom Brady for saying he looks like a spaz? If you think that's offensive, you should hear what football players say when the mics are not on. You morons. If that honestly bothers you, you're not someone I want to hang out with. If you're offended by Tom Brady's play-by-play, don't ever hang out with me. Don't come near me. And then there's this. Shohei Ohtani. This is the first time I've watched the World Series in about 8 years since the Chicago Cubs beat the Cleveland Indians. Yes, I said Indians, not Guardians, because that was the Indians at the time. Well, Shohei Ohtani gets injured. And then a bar in the Bronx, Billy's Sports Bar, cheers the injury. Literally, the movie Idiocracy's come to life. Bunch of morons. You live in a dump known as New York, where there's dumps everywhere and there's dead rats, and you pay $4,000 to live in a hotel or an apartment the size of the bedroom that Harry Potter was in. You're a loser. Mm-hmm. Again, if you are cheering on an injury, you're not somebody I'm like, hey, let's hang out. Whoa. There is breaking news. Whoa. This is news that is going to drive Tom Brady nuts. Gisele Bündchen is pregnant with Joaquin Valente's baby. Gisele Bündchen and her martial arts trainer that she cheated on Tom Brady with, Joaquin Valente, I added that part in, are starting a family because she has a bun in the oven. She is 44 and pregnant. Right now, that news is breaking, and I don't want to say too much because I want to wait for a news clip to come out tomorrow. But yeah, somewhere Tom Brady's crying, and then he's probably going to be balls deep inside of a model, so he'll be just fine. I think Tom Brady will be okay. But yeah, that is definitely a shocker. Now, I'm not really big into comedians. I've hung out with 50 comedians because of the morning radio shows I'm on. And I grew up listening to Opie and Anthony and they had all the comedians on. And I thought they were awesome. And then when you meet them, for the most part, they're degenerate losers. Well, I don't think Tony Hinchcliffe is funny just because his act is very smarmy and he looks like somebody I'd want to punch in the face. But Donald Trump invites him up at a Trump rally, one of the most offensive comedians who does a podcast called Kill Tony that literally gets in trouble on YouTube for being edgy. And Trump thinks it's a good idea to invite him to his rally. Dummy.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is.
Before I play it, why are you inviting a person that's been at roasts Listen, this is stupid.
And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, this is amazing exposure for Tony Hinchcliffe, but this was a dumb move by Trump.
We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup.
Comedy, you're at a political rally.
There's some people here. All right. Very good.
That went well. Again, great exposure for him, but that literally could cost... I'm not saying Trump the election, but that is not good. Also here, new Diddy lawsuit. I was drugged and raped when I was 10 years old. I'm just waiting to hear the headline where it's like, oh, Diddy was really good to me. Because every headline I see, I go, oh my God, are you a scumbag? Hell ain't real, but if hell is real, Diddy's going to burn in hell with R. Kelly.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
And then there's this strange headline. Elon Musk is such a good guy, though.
Astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams are still stuck in space. Despite the recent launch of a return capsule from the International Space Station, the pair who have been at the ISS since June did not catch a ride back to Earth on the agency's SpaceX Crew 8 craft, which successfully returned to Earth October 25th. And as for why Butch and Suni couldn't catch a ride home, because the Crew 8 flight was already assigned to NASA's Matthew Dominic, Michael Barrett, and Jeanette Epps, as well as Russian cosmonaut Alexander Grebenkin, who have all been on the ISS since March, 3 months longer than Butch and Suni.
That's not good.
The 4-person team was part of a regular crew rotation on the ISS and had long been assigned to the Crew 8 flight. In fact, their mission home had already been delayed several times due to bad weather around Florida, preventing the departure of the SpaceX capsule. As for Butch and Suni, who've been stuck at the ISS since their Boeing Starliner experienced equipment failure back in June, their return home will be coming in the new year. As NASA previously announced, the 2 astronauts will be leaving the ISS on the Crew 9 flight scheduled to depart in February 2025.
Okay.
However, the families of the 2 NASA crew members don't seem to be too worried about their extended stay in outer space. Back in August, Butch's wife Deanna Wilmore told local Knoxville, Tennessee outlet WVLT, "You just sort of have to roll with it and expect the unexpected. He just takes it knowing the Lord's in control, and that since the Lord's in control of it, that he's
if the Lord was real, this wouldn't be happening.
Content where he is."
All right. But it's the Lord. Man. If the Lord is real, I don't think he's doing a very good job. Oh, it's about the Lord. You got the mayor of Chicago going, oh, it's all about faith. It seems like the worst people. I'm not saying the SpaceX wife is a bad person, but like, if the Lord was real, your husband would be back by now. The Lord sounds like a real douchebag. The Lord, oh yeah, he's got my back. I don't think so.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Come to blend in. I came to sit at table, stack chips and bid big, and leave average to them average kids. Catch me in person, see how above average I'm is. Boy, got him back to drinking Chris. Original gold bottles is not who you think it is. think big like I'm managed by Mark Pitts. My mind state now is let them hate, get rich. I do the hustle like I'm dancing in the 70s. Me and my guys here to raise hell to live heavenly. And shedded blood for these diamonds like the beers. Let's drink to being home on parole. Cheers. And get fetty is the slogan this year. Abracadabra flow, poof, brokenness disappear. And chicks asking who this new dude is. I tell them I'm that brand new flavor in your ear.
Oh, I came to do my thing. Drink Patron and sip champagne. See them chicks low roll that thing. If you ain't getting no dough, it's a shame. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here. I see you hating over there.
Yo, Sam, I'm not your ordinary. I'm extraordinary. My whole get down, kill 'em like a mortuary. I got a baker's mindset, all I think is dope. That's why I'm focused like them cars that Ford promote. I'm a starer, my aim is to split green like 18 under par with my team by tomorrow. Try and block us and watch how you get it, dude. In your face, be a most viewed on YouTube. I told y'all I was so serious, and anybody thinking that I'm not is so delirious. Oh, we gotta be off that homegrown or that crush on. And I ain't got time to play with people's kids. Vibes got beers in the chambers where I sit. And chicks asking who this new dude is. I tell them I'm the brand new flavor in your ear.
So I came to do my thing. Drink Patron and sip champagne. See them chicks low roll that thing. If you ain't getting no dough, it's a shame. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here. I see you hating over there.
I'm so quiet, yet outspoken. How I'm pitching up the Rhine like I'm Nolan. And flooding blocks till they ruin like I'm Nolan's. And now I'm break bread with cats less I know them. I treat getting money like it was a sport. I came here to ball, watch me take it coast to coast. Spent too many nights praying for my wealth till I saw it at work. I was praying for my health. Now I'm no nonsense, no I'm not him. I ain't trying to talk no more. Homie, pay me what you owe. I get it in every day like a G. You ain't speaking about guap, you ain't speaking to me. Matter of fact, you ain't speaking to we. Only understand Gouda pimp speaking in cheese. And chicks asking who this new dude is. I tell them I'm that brand new flavor in your ear.
So I came to do my thing. Drink Patron and sip champagne. See them chicks low roll that thing. If you ain't getting no dough, it's a shame. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here while you waiting over there. Creep over here. I see you hating over there.
Oh, sure. Got it. What a song. Before we get back to the last segment, let's hear from Hammerin' Hank.
People with autism are often treated like they are different. Believe me, we are. Hi, this is Henry Oakes, but my buddies may have known me as Hammerin' Hank. I was labeled as slow when I started school. Come to find out at the age of 12, the doctors decided I was autistic. Now at the age of 48, I have completed an associate degree in radio broadcasting and worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an on-air personality. So yes, I am different. People with autism have no needs, no different than you. Laugh, love, and learn to gain education and join the workforce. I did it, and so can anyone else with autism. So when you meet someone with autism, don't feel sorry for them, work with them. Find out for yourself that autism isn't a disease, it's a condition. To find out more about autism, please visit autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Did you know most morning radio is scripted? Well, Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe is not.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
My favorite AI song.
Ryan's tall like the sky.
Oh, sure.
6'9", Nikes fly.
Got it.
From Chicago to the Bay.
Oh, sure.
In St. Pete he'll stay. Talk of love and fame. Dating life's his game. News on stars he spills. With laughter fills. Happy hour, all you need.
Yeah.
Rich and Ely, take a seat.
Got it.
Ryan's got the groove. Happy hour makes you move.
What's going on?
A cat by the side.
Meow. Speaking of that cat, Luna has some opinions about all the trolls out there that write rude comments. You want to hear from Luna? Yeah. Oh, sure. Got it. Oh, sure.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
This guy's an idiot.
Home Improvement star Zachary Ty Bryan is facing new legal trouble.
Yeah, new legal trouble. This guy can't stay out of trouble if his life depended on it.
Former child actor is arrested and...
Well, that's why. Right here. This sentence right here.
Former child actor is...
Yeah, when you're a former child actor, you are screwed for life.
Arrested in Oklahoma on October 25th for allegedly driving under the influence. That's according to online bookings records for the Custer County Sheriff's Department.
Custer!
Viewed by E! News. The report also says that the actor was accused of driving without a driver's license at the time of the arrest. E! News has reached out to a rep for Bryan and the Custer County Sheriff's Department in response to the arrest.
And they didn't hear back. Let me guess. E! News that can never reach out to somebody and get info. They reached out and didn't hear back.
News, but did not immediately hear back.
Oh, okay.
It follows a string of legal trouble for the actor in recent years. According to reports, the arrest follows the 43-year-old's prior DUI earlier this year in La Quinta, California. People magazine reported Zachary was also arrested in 2023 on felony assault charges.
Sounds like a good guy, a real winner.
Ultimately serving 7 days in jail and receiving 36 months of supervised probation.
He messed that up.
In October of 2020, E! News confirmed the star was arrested and charged with assault in the 4th degree after allegedly strangling his then 27-year-old girlfriend in Eugene, Oregon.
I bet she's with him for that riveting personality and not the syndication money.
A spokesperson for the Eugene Police Department told E! News at the time. According to People magazine, he later pleaded guilty to 2 charges of domestic violence, menacing, and assault in the 4th degree constituting domestic violence. He was sentenced to 36 months of bench probation. The former child actor is best known for his role on the 90s sitcom Home Improvement, which ran from 1991 to 1999.
Only thing I remember about that show was the neighbor behind the fence that you never saw. And living in Illinois, we had a neighbor that was kind of like that. All right. Happy hour's over. So this week, I have a new gig. I love doing the long ones. I'm out of breath. This week, I will be doing traffic for Wild 94.1, for Q105, 104.7 FM, 99.5 QYK, the best country station in all of America, and also 98.7 The Shark during my friend Jeff Zito's show in the afternoon. So I'll be on while KC is on 99.5, formerly Stiffy from Wild 94.1. I'll be on while my friend Babs, who does Wild 94.1 afternoon, and my friend Gino on Q105. And I'm not trying to name drop like my friends, but it's very cool that I will be doing traffic Wednesday through Friday, filling in for Kathy. So tomorrow is going to be Tuesday. I'm recording on Monday, October 28th. Can't believe it's October 28th. Time flies. Here's the thing. So it's a 2 to 7 p.m. gig. And I usually record between 2 to 5 p.m. at some time point or some, time between then. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off just to focus on this because it's hard to I get very caffeinated and very amped up when I do this and very high. So if I record it 7:30 or 8 p.m. at night, I'm not going to be done until 10. So, and I like sleeping in. And the traffic report's a little more important than this podcast. I'm not saying my podcast is not important. I'm not talking it down. I won't let anybody do that. But I'm telling you, I'm going to take off Saturday from work so we can do a jumbo show. So this week, there will be 2 parts, and we're getting so many new listeners every single day that there's a whole archive. I've done a show all the time since May when I went back to doing it solo. So here's what I'm saying to wrap up Hoppe Hour. I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that I am out of breath. I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes. The show will be back tomorrow. And then it'll be off for a few days. But don't worry. You can always reach out to me on social media. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. This has been Hoppe Hour. I'm your host, Ryan Hoppe, signing off. Goodbye.
Tick-tock, clock's a joker playing cruel pranks. Hoppe's hour almost done, feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom then streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street. But soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street. But soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show, and now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine. The void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speaker, silent vibe coming to an end, like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Game over.